A blade goes into your back, and then another into your ribs, and you're on the marble floor of your own palace looking up at men who bowed to you this morning. You rule the greatest empire the world has ever seen. You command legions, own cities, own people, and you are being stabbed to death by your own bodyguards while a servant you fed steps over your body. Great. So much for master of the world. Let's start from the beginning. You're born in Rome, sometime in the 1st century, into the imperial family, which means you've hit the ancient jackpot. Congratulations, kiddo. You'll never know hunger. You'll never do a day of labor. Marble floors, silk from the Far East, more slaves in your household than most towns have citizens. The gods must really love you. They don't. They're just setting you up. Here's the thing nobody tells you as a child playing in the palace gardens. The throne you're going to inherit is, statistically, one of the deadliest jobs in human history. Of the 69 men who ruled the unified empire from Augustus to Theodosius, 62% died violently, assassinated, forced to kill themselves, or cut down in battle. Historians ran the numbers and worked out that your odds of surviving the purple are roughly those of a man playing Russian roulette with 4 bullets in a 6-chamber revolver. A gladiator in the arena has better odds of walking home than you have of dying peacefully in bed. But you don't know that yet. Right now, you're just a kid with the best toys in the world. Your childhood is stuffed with tutors: Greek, rhetoric, philosophy, law, the art of war. You learn to speak like a statesman before you lose your baby teeth. And you learn something else, quietly, the way children learn the things adults won't say out loud. Everyone in this palace is watching everyone else. That warm woman feeding you sweets? In the year 54, an empress named Agrippina fed her own husband, the Emperor Claudius, a plate of his favorite mushrooms. They were laced with poison brewed by a professional poisoner named Locusta. Claudius had a food taster, a eunuch named Helotus, whose entire job was to eat first and die instead of the emperor. Didn't help. Claudius died anyway, and some say Helotus was in on it. So was the wife. So was the son she was clearing a path for. That son was Nero. Family. Welcome to your family, where mother and assassin are not mutually exclusive job titles. Do you trust anyone? You'd better not. You've got brothers and cousins who'd look excellent on the throne themselves, and every one of them knows the fastest promotion in Rome is standing next to the man who dies suddenly. Then, one day, it happens. The old emperor dies, or is helped along, and it's you. They drape the purple over your shoulders. The Senate hails you. The crowds roar. You are, at this exact second, the most powerful human being alive. You should be terrified, because the very moment you become emperor, the clock starts, and the numbers are ugly. Your first year in the power is the single deadliest year of your entire reign. It's a bathtub curve, the same one engineers use to predict when machines break. Early failures come fast. New emperors die early and often, usually because they can't yet deliver on what everyone expects. Fail to pay the soldiers, fail to feed the mob, look weak for one bad season, and you become a design flaw that needs replacing. And who replaces you? Meet the Praetorian Guard. They were created to protect the emperor. Elite soldiers stationed right inside Rome when regular legions weren't allowed near the city. Inside the walls, they didn't even wear armor, just togas, with a sword hidden underneath, so as not to look like an occupying army. Cozy, familiar, always close. Over 3 centuries, the Praetorian Guard killed more emperors than any foreign enemy ever did. They murdered emperors, installed emperors, and on one legendary humiliating afternoon they literally auctioned the throne of Rome to the highest bidder. The guy holding the spear at your door tonight is doing the math on what your successor might pay him. Sleep well. Still, let's give you your moment. You survive year 1, then year 2. If you can make it to your 7th year without a knife finding you, the odds actually ease up for a while. You might get a good stretch. 5 more years, maybe more. Claudius got it. Trajan got it. Maybe you will. And, oh, the peak is glorious. You wear Tyrian purple, a dye so expensive it's made from thousands of crushed sea snails and costs more than its weight in gold, which is exactly why no one else is allowed to wear it. Your face is on every coin in every hand from Britain to Syria. Statues of you stand in cities you'll never visit. People pray to your genius. You give a nod and men die. You give a nod and a temple rises. 7 to 9 workday. Try never working again, commoners. But look closer at your dinner. Every plate that reaches you was tasted first by another human being, and you watch their face for a full beat before you dare lift your own fork, because the clever poisons don't kill fast. They kill slow, hours or days later, so a taster dropping dead at the table is almost the good outcome. You eat every meal of your life like a man defusing a bomb. Poison was so common the Romans passed a whole law against it, the Lex Cornelia, treating a poisoner as the equal of an assassin. They wrote that law because they needed it. Your wine could be death. Your bath could be death. Emperor Commodus was strangled in his by a wrestling partner. Your bedroom, your letters, the smiling senator congratulating you on your victory. You are the richest, most powerful, most worshipped person alive, and you cannot safely eat a mushroom. Your whole gilded world is built to serve you and quietly rehearsing how to kill you. Now the years pile up, and here's the cruel back half of that curve. Survive long enough, and the danger climbs again. New enemies rise. Old ones regroup. The soldiers grumble that the harvest failed and their pay is short. And it turns out that in dry years, when the frontier crops withered and the troops went hungry, assassinations spiked. Your life can hinge on the rain. You feel it before you can name it. The senators who used to flatter you now go quiet when you enter. Your guards exchange a look you weren't meant to see. A trusted advisor stops meeting your eye. The empire is enormous, and you suddenly feel very, very alone at the center of it. You had plans, reforms, a war to win, a dynasty to leave behind, a name that would echo like Augustus. Good plans. Then the door opens. Maybe it's a blade. It usually is. Assassination accounts for the vast majority of imperial deaths. Maybe it's your own guards. Maybe it's the mushroom after all. Maybe, if you're a Nero, they abandon you so completely that you have to open your own throat in a borrowed garden, gasping about what an artist the world is losing. But say, just say, you beat the odds. You die old, in bed, of something ordinary. You're in the lucky 1 in 4. You've won. There's only one problem left. There's a boy in the palace now. Your heir. Tutors stuffing his head with Greek and law and war. Marble under his small feet. More slaves than a town. The best toys in the world. Everyone bowing. Everyone watching everyone. You look at him and you know exactly what you're handing him. The purple. The coins with his face. The taster who eats first. The guards in togas with swords underneath, already doing the math. You're carving into him the same fate that was carved into you, and one day, decades from now, some blade will find his back on some marble floor, and a servant he fed will step over his body. He doesn't know that yet. Right now, he's just a kid with the best toys in the world. Wave to the crowd, smile for the coin. Oh boy, it sucks to be born an emperor.